Good morning, everybody. I hope this video finds you well. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about why there's an existence of a guardian angel or a mantid or a spiritual component to yourself. I want to talk about that. For the longest time, if you were a Catholic like I was, you'd be under the impression that there's always a guardian angel that's protecting you for one reason or the other, or that there is always some other kind of understandings going on regarding your higher selves. In this video, the short little video, I just want to explain why you have one, why there is a mantid in your life, why there is this closet spiritual part of you that you can't see, that you detect as another creature, as another entity that is very, very attached to you, very concerned about you, very loving to you, but it's something completely different than you. Why it exists. You see, fundamental to understanding why this is the situation, you have to understand that we are soul. All religions teach that, so that's easy to understand. We are soul. Consciousness is part of soul. Physical body is part of what you are, so that's also part of soul. Your thoughts and your memories are also part of soul. The big revelation to those that follow the alien interview writings says that there's even a bigger component of who you are that they refer to as the is-be. It's bigger than what soul is, more expansive than soul. Fine, no problem. And while I've discussed that there is this component, this higher component known as a mantid or a guardian angel as part of your life, I did explore the idea of why there is that. I only touched on it briefly. I said that you have different energy states. Well, energy states are very important. You see, you have to consider the concept of crude versus refined, high energy versus low energy. These are terms that are very, very arbitrary, and it's trying to describe the differences between the different kinds of quanta. The quanta itself can be very fine, very fast, very agile, very energetic, be able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Or it can be slothful, slow, rigid, physical, sluggish, and anything in between. You can understand that, right? So, when we look at our body, our physical body, the brain, the organs, the liver, the heart, the lungs, our physical body, we can consider that to be the slower quanta that exists in even slower environment known as the earth, with rocks and dirt and minerals and gases. Those are slow components. Slow, coarse quanta makes up these things, while slightly more energetic quanta makes up things such as memories and so on and so forth. But the thing is, the ISB and the soul both consist of a wide diversity of quanta energy states, a wide diversity of quanta types, a wide diversity of quanta relationships to each other. They can be they're fine and energetic, and they're slow and sluggish. And it's a mix of everything. Now, the slow and sluggish aspects. The slow and sluggish aspects of quanta are limited in movement. There's only so much you can do with them. They create a physical body that cannot go into outer space, that cannot swim deep into the ocean, that cannot withstand the fiery interiors of suns and stars. They're fragile, they're slow, they're limited in ability. And there's other quanta that can go right through the heart of a star, that can burrow in and out of outer space into other dimensions. It can go anywhere. It's beyond space and time. Now, the point here is that quanta can be a mixture of the sluggish and the refined to achieve a various goal. So what happens then is your soul creates the quantum body, the physical body, and it also creates the energetic body, the transdimensional body, simultaneously. And they are both connected in that they come from the same source, but they are separate because the quanta is so different. This genius, this situation, is one in which the high energy quanta does not adversely influence the low energetic quanta. So we kept them separate. We keep those two things separate. And that's why you have a physical body and a non-physical body known as the mantid or the guardian angel. By understanding this, you can then see why you have a guardian angel or a spiritual component and a physical component. You can see also, or well understand, that if you mix the two things together, you will shoot out of the planetary environment. You will have that ability. For reasons that I will discuss at another time, there is an inherent need for you to be attached to this physical body. Because the higher energy part of you is more omniscient. It understands things far better than the slower physical body does. So if you know that there's going to be a car wreck right there, you won't experience the car wreck. And the purpose, of course, to be in the physical body is to experience life and experience that particular car wreck. Am I making any sense so far? So, I suppose in conclusion, we can see that you need this spiritual side of you, this higher energy, guardian angel or mantid or whatever this aspect is of you. You need them not only to move through your day-to-day life, but also for you to move out of this reality universe when you die and go elsewhere. They, your guardian angel, your mantid, will automatically, or has been automatically, moving you back to this other universe, this pocket universe known as the heaven universe. Used to have it. If you don't want to do that, it's a very simple matter of discussing this issue with your general population, the GP mantid, the one that you are intimately assigned with, and have them lift you out of this reality to somewhere other than that heaven. As long as you two are in agreement, and you two should be because you're one and the same, you two can fly out, and instead of going to the heaven, can go to some other place together.
So far, I have been talking about quanta and an ISB using simplified terms. I will continue to do so. There's no need to get into the real details, at least not in this stage. But for now, this is an ISB. As a quick reminder, it's everything about you. This is an ISB. It's your thoughts, it's your memories, it's your consciousness, it's your physical body and your non-physical bodies, it's your trans-dimensional components. It's everything. It's you. As I have discussed previously, and as it pertains to us, the ISB creates a universe and then creates a vehicle. We call this vehicle soul, and it places part of itself into the soul and injects the soul into the universe. To occupy the universe, it has a physical component and a non-physical component, and it takes the quanta from the soul for these two components. This one is you, and you recognize yourself as consciousness. And this part is the non-physical, the higher energy part of you, which represents guardian angel, angel spirits, or mantid, depending upon your terminology. They're both you. Now, what we're going to talk about here in this discussion is energy levels. We're going to be talking about the idea that some quanta operates at lower energy levels than other quanta. This understanding is fundamental to understanding why you have a mantid or a guardian angel. You see, the ISB operates at a very high energy level. And to go into a universe that's not of the same energy level, you have to dumb it down or reduce its energy level. Now let's talk about that, shall we? As I've described before, let's use this simple child's toy to represent energy levels. Contrary to what you might want to believe, there isn't one set energy level. You can't say this is high energy and that's low energy, this is high frequency and that's low frequency. You can't do that. You say that it's not a single color, it's not a single frequency. It is instead a rainbow of a complex vibrational pattern. So when I say high energy, what I actually mean is a spectrum of frequencies all operating at a very, very high rate and power. If this is a representation of, say, a piece of quanta, if everything is at its highest level, we might say that it's high energy quanta. But in reality, that's not the case, because the energy for each quanta varies. And the energy signature of each quanta is unique to that type of quanta. Certainly they come in discrete packages, but it's unique to that. So here we might have this quanta that's part of your consciousness, and we can identify the energy signature of this quanta by some kind of an array, some kind of matrix. For consciousness, it's a higher energy signature than, say, the physical body. But it's not nearly as high as, say, that of your spiritual component, the mantid or guardian angel. There, the energy is much higher than for your consciousness. And if you were to graph all the differences, you'll find out that this body, your consciousness, cannot simultaneously exist with this higher energy state and be viable. It would kill you. So that is why soul takes everything and separates them so that the lower energy consciousness is not thrown off by the higher spiritual consciousness. They have to be kept separated. They have to be kept apart. Well, let's see what they can do. For one thing, the higher energy can move between different universes. The only thing that will stop them is if they're trapped with this. This physical body and consciousness is set and is trapped in a singular universe. It cannot move. The key to movement, thus, in other universes is to have the higher energy component that enables you to move. And the key for you to leave this universe is to do so with a higher energy part of you. This is the most important point of this message. For you to leave the physical body and its consciousness, and to leave this reality universe, you must be with your higher energy self that will take you to another universe. We call this reincarnation, don't we? Here, to here, to here, to here. We call this reincarnation. But let's suppose you're tired of this reality and you don't want to go to this heaven universe. You want to end up going to this other universe, the main universe. How do you get there? There's only one way, people. You have to do so with your higher energy part of you. That is your mantid. For you to leave where you are right now and not go to heaven, but to go somewhere else, you must go with your higher energy component. And that is the most important lesson and theme of this video.
Like an angel carrying a physical body to heaven, but in this case, to another realm. If you can visualize that, huh? So you can leave and go elsewhere. For those of you that follow the writings from Alien Interview, you can understand that you can use this mechanism to go to a place where you can get picked up by domain, potentially domain, and them carry you elsewhere if your higher energy body, your mantid, is not willing to do so. In all cases, the template you're on, the Worldline template you're on right now, was established by the higher elements, the mantid primes, the even higher elements, the even more energetic elements of the mantid. And you are permitted this opportunity. Mantids Prime gave you this opportunity. That's your template. Mantids are helping you learn and get adventures on this template and will assist you to obtain your goals. But that being said, keep in mind that the mantids, guardian angels, whatever you call them, take their orders in a structured environment that they cannot deviate from. These orders, this structure, this understanding that they have is alien to yours. It may or may not agree with your current thought processes. So it's very, very crucial that while you're working with this aspect of yourself, these mantids, that you do not jeopardize their fundamental roles in this environment. You've got to be careful. Okay? With their assistance, you can fly away home. With their assistance, movement upon these templates are facilitated. With their assistance, you can provide world line slides to other templates. So it's very important that you get in touch with the spiritual side of your body, the guardian angel side, that mantid side. And using that, achieve your wildest dreams. Whether it is a successful and happy life, or whether it's just leaving the earth sphere and moving on to a greater and better world, in whatever form it may be. It's all up to you. And I know that it may sound very weird because this is not what's being taught in any religions. And it's not being discussed in any quantum physics classrooms. But this is the way it is. I hope I've made things clear to you. The reality of what we have is very clear and it's very simple. There's no kinds of awkward trying to make a square peg fit into a round hole. There's nothing like that. It's very straightforward, very simple, pristinely simple. It all makes sense. To understand your role, you have to understand how this all fits together. And I hope you are facilitated by this. And I believe in you. I believe that you'll take this information and do good things with it. I believe in you. Why? Well, shit, man. You know why. I do believe in you. That's why.